God, this song is gonna drive me insane.
Yeah, it's gonna drive me insane.
Welcome back to Sonic Adventure. Last we left off, we completed 2 of Knuckles' like 5 stages he has. Now, here we are at Red Mountain. This stage is what I actually like about with Knuckles. This is a stage with a lot of openness to it. It reminds me of Pumpkin Hill, which I think Pumpkin Hill was definitely inspired from Red Canyon. And this is again a really good stage. I like the openness. I like how you have to actually explore as Knuckles. It has purpose.
It's not small.
Yeah, it actually has purpose and meaning to a Knuckles stage, and I like it. It also expands off of the Sonic stage because a lot of these parts we're flying around are parts Sonic ran by, but now we're, instead of running by them, carefully exploring and observing everywhere. For the Master Emerald. It's up here. Has to be. No, it ain't. It's blinking less. But it's around here. There it is. Alright. 1:06 in, we got the second piece of Master Emerald.
Alright, the topic from last time. The game console side.
Not game console size, it's game storage
game
size.
storage size. Isn't it a bit ridiculous that, you know, these games have to cost like hundreds of gigabytes, and yet they download it like 30 megabytes?
So the download isn't even like the problem of like the consoles, to be fair. It's all internet service provider. However, the one I will complain about is Steam. Steam, I will never understand. I don't know if it's just a me problem. It's a setting I need to change or something like that. But Steam refuses to go beyond 20 megabytes per second for me when I download. But on our Xboxes, PlayStation, the Switch, we get like 100 megabytes back by the router, no problem, you know? And if we're Ethernet plugged in, then my god, those things zoom even faster, up to like 500 to 600 megabytes. But for some reason, Steam just refuses. And it's an annoyance. No, I didn't want to get into this fight yet, because that means I can't get the things I wanted to get. We'll get them in a bit. But yeah, storage size of games nowadays are very, very ridiculous.
And the worst part is, you take a look at some of these games, it's like, that definitely could have been condensed down, don't you think?
Yeah, there's something like GTA 5 I kind of understand, and Red Dead 2 I kind of understand the big file sizes. More Red Dead 2 than GTA 5, because Red Dead 2 is
an absolutely beautiful looking game.
It's beautiful, it just has a lot to it, which makes sense for its big size.
God, I gotta replay it.
But Call of Duty being a big game, that I don't understand. It's like, what happened to, how did Call of Duty go from like 20 gigabytes to suddenly 100 gigabytes, you know? It's like, chillax a little bit, guys. Not the Chaos Emerald. Who's ready for round 3?
This boss again.
What do you mean, again? It's just a normal, ordinary boss fight that we've never... My god, luckily this is the last time we will ever see Chaos 4, but I think it's so obnoxious that you have to fight Chaos 4 3 times in a row. It's so obnoxious. If they spaced Tails and Knuckles out, I wouldn't mind it. Since you go literally, if you're following the order, you go from Sonic to Tails to Knuckles, you have to fight this boss 3 times back to back, and it's so annoying. Wow, Chaos.
Oh god, he's got his 2 giant hands still.
His big, meaty claws. And now, just like that, the Chaos Emeralds kind of float inside of him, and he transforms. Ah, I see you swapped out those useful legs for no legs. Seriously, this is an evolution? How did he evolve from legs to no legs.
There he is.
There's our boy, Chaos 4. Now, luckily, Knuckles is a bit of the easier one. That's just because he can glide.
Oh, in other gaming news, a lot of Microsoft exclusives are actually going to PlayStation.
Which, honestly, is good, in my opinion. I understand exclusives. If it's something like, back in the good old days of, like, when...
Crash Bandicoot,
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot,
Mario.
Mario, Sonic, I understand those being exclusive back then, but nowadays, I don't know why they don't just make most of their games, non-exclusives. Do you know how much money Sony could, well, maybe Sony, it depends,
It's
but do you know how much money Sony could make, though, off of certain games of theirs? Like, if the Spider-Man games were on Xbox, they would make a killing.
However, Sony is not moving any exclusives to Xbox
Yeah,
because, well, Sony likes to shoot itself in the foot.
Sony doesn't really play nice with other competitors.
Not really.
Steam is, well, Valve is pretty nice to its competitors. Nintendo is a little weird. Their games are on their consoles only. However, they are
And yet
willing.
Switch is kind of underpowered.
Yeah, but they are willing to try some things out with competitors. While Microsoft is, I'd probably say, the most open out of all of them, besides Valve.
As I've seen it be put, here's how you define the consoles. For Xbox, it's mostly community. For PlayStation, it's for single-player experiences. For the Switch, family-friendly, family fun. And for PC, it's for total freedom.
Yeah, it's like it's understandable. I never understood the console wars. I mean, we own all types of consoles. So it's whatever. The only console. Wait, no, we do own a Sega console now.
Really?
God, I forget what it's called. It's an old Sega console, but
Being guessed.
no, God, no.
Genesis.
I wish we owned a Dreamcast, bro. I'm a Sega fanboy, and if I owned a Dreamcast, oh, beautiful. I don't remember which one it is. But we
Genesis, maybe?
maybe the Genesis. I think it is Genesis.
I don't remember us having anything.
It was given to us recently, like 3-4 years ago, something like that.
Oh, well, I definitely won't remember.
And we only have one game for it. I don't even remember the game. Bye, Eggman. But yeah, it's when it comes to games and the companies and all that, I understand having your exclusives. Exclusives, no big deal. But I don't think every game should be exclusive,
Especially nowadays, since game consoles aren't the driving, sales.
Yeah, it's games and subscriptions that drive the sales.
Yeah. So, Microsoft releasing their exclusives on PlayStation means Microsoft's just gonna get more money.
Yeah, and then that means Microsoft could churn out better products, which, yeah, hopefully. But if it does, I would like that. Just like how I would like to see Sony and Nintendo churn out better products from them getting more money.
I mean, look, Halo Infinite. Single player campaign, great. Multiplayer, everybody kind of agrees that they've dropped the ball.
It's kind of funny because there are some people I still know that love Halo Infinite, and it does have its own tight community.
Oh yeah. It's just mostly an issue of, with today's gaming market and how everything is nowadays, they've prioritized, rather than customization, oh yeah, you gotta buy colors. And
Yeah,
it's specific color palettes. You can't sit here and,
God's most garish things in the world.
why?
They match Knuckles' shoes, but God, they're so ugly.
At that point, it makes it look like Knuckles is wearing some kind of sandals.
Oh, he's wearing his chanclas in his hands. And now we could...
I assume that allows you to attack multiple enemies at once.
It does something. I honestly don't remember. I never use it. It exists. It's something.
Yeah, it's like with today's market for games, a lot of stuff is now
Two
cosmetics
stone
are sold
statues.
rather than earned.
The door to the past.
And it's kind of lame. It sucks a lot. I really hope that the next Halo, let's just drop Master Chief. Let's go for one of the other Spartans. I mean, heck, they had the perfect Spartan. They had Jerome. They could have used him for Infinite and have a game specially centered around the Spirit of Fire crew versus the Banished. Now, the Spirit of Fire crew, well, they're kind of abandoned.
The Spirit of Fire who?
Yeah, exactly. Also, two stone statues, the doors to the past.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I got one of the keys I need. You think I'm not working on that while we're talking, huh? You think I'm slacking? You think
Yeah.
I'm doing absolutely
We're not in
nothing?
another stage yet. You're slacking.
Well, Knuckles has a little bit of adventuring, yes, too, in the adventure world of stage.
So what you're saying is Knuckles has more adventure to do than Sonic.
Yeah. So it should be named Knuckles Adventure. Oh, get up there, Knuckles. Get up there, Knuckles.
I
stone
wonder what this
statues.
statue is.
The door to the past. Okay.
The key is floating.
Next key is over.
Isn't it in Station Square?
there. No. What do you mean in Station Square? That's the ice key.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, shoot.
Knuckles doesn't
Google.
have an ice stage.
You absolute buffoon.
I know.
Not memorizing Sonic Adventure like it's gospel. I
Oh,
cannot
I'm
believe
sorry.
you.
I don't sit here and praise it. It's outdated.
Oh yeah, it's 100% outdated.
That I'm not as big. I say I'm not as big of a Sonic fan. I like it, but I don't really play the games. I enjoy watching more than playing.
Yeah, it's Sonic's always my number one when it comes to platformers. As much as it fails me, it's my number one. Is it not here? It's not here.
That the fan content is a blast.
Yeah, fan content's a blast.
Oh man,
Bro, hey, could you get on Google and look up where the keys are, by the
yeah,
way?
sure.
I always forget where the gold key is, and it always bothers me because I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's in that circle, right? Bro, where?
Gold statue location.
Where? It's Big's
On the
house,
cliff near
ain't
the
it?
exit.
Oh my god, on the cliff near. I remember this now. So I streamed Sonic Adventure quite a while ago. Like,
Let me guess, you were stuck exploring looking for it as well.
yeah, I was literally stuck exploring it, and my fellow Sonic enjoyer Johnny, my moderator, the homie, was like, "Did you get the one on the cliff?" I'm like, "The cliff," and it all connected, because I just 100% jumped over it and ignored it. There it is. Because when you're coming in, you don't really notice it because it blends in
Yeah.
and you just go
Two stone
immediately.
Gold statue. It looks like a key.
Alright, I was seeing if I could run on top the jungle brush just for as long as I could. Alright, let's go deliver this. Wrong area. Yeah, a lot of, you were talking like Sonic Adventure, it's old, but, to me,
Don't get me wrong, old games still have their
yeah,
charm.
they still have their charm. Like, I do think a lot of games, if it weren't for certain games, we wouldn't have other games. By the way, you could fall preemptively, and you wait until it all falls, and there you go, level
Sure.
loads. It's really jank, and I love it. There's a lot of games out there that, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have as many games or anything close to them as nowadays. Like, people probably are tired of Ocarina of Time is the best game in the world, but
Oh, I know you are.
yeah, I'm just tired of that. It's like there's you mean tell me in 20, like, not even 20, like in 30 to 40 years of gaming history, there has not been another game out there that
I think
is
that-
better than Ocarina of Time.
I think that Breath of the Wild is overtaking Ocarina of Time.
Now, mind you, again, I think what Ocarina of Time did for the gaming industry as a whole is great because I don't feel like we would have a lot of open world action games like Legend of Zelda if it wasn't for Ocarina of Time's success. No one would want to copy it. No, Knuckles, you fool! Oh, I hate him. I hate him. He can't climb on that wall, and only that wall. Just like how if it wasn't for Final Fantasy VII, JRPGs as a whole probably would be a dying market now.
Well, I mean, then we'd have Dragon Quest.
But I will say, even with stuff like that, no matter how good a game can be, I don't think that's enough to save a series or a genre because as much as
You gotta take.
yeah, I'm punching things, making sure we gotta check all possible locations.
It's over there.
What do you mean it's over
It's
there?
a darker red when you walk over here.
No, the way, huh? What do you? Yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
Honestly, I forgot the dark red existed. It's like pink was the one I'm always used to because you just collect it before it turns even dark red. But yeah, as much as Final Fantasy VII and Ocarina of Time did revolutionize the gaming industry, it's not just those that made the those game genres live. The games that came after it helped everything thrive and survive. The reason why, even if something like that prospers, is look at RTSs.
Oh.
RTSs are down in the dumps right now, even with how good Warcraft 3 was, with how good Command and Conquer was, and Red Alert, and StarCraft. The RTS genre is 100% dying, which is sad to see because
It's mostly because, in my opinion, the RTS genre is evolving into more like Civilization, where it's turn-based strategy rather than real time. That and the fact that nobody really has any. There's no IPs out right now that have any RTS games. There's a lot of them that could really work. I mean, Halo did it with Halo Wars, and that was great. There's plenty of other games that could do the same thing, but the problem is a lot of these gaming companies are either Xbox or PlayStation. There's not as many computer developers doing RTS games. There are some really good standout games like Company of Heroes and Iron Harvest, those are great. But typically, base building RTS games like Command & Conquer, those are just dying out for a much more casual, fast-paced, quick upgrade system RTS game.
which I don't mind, but it's also it is a little sad to see something like that dying.
Yeah.
Even the racing game genre, in my opinion, is a little dying. Unless you're into Forza.
Yeah.
When's the last time we got a good, racing game besides Forza or Forza Horizon?
I remember.
Well, I don't really count Forza too much as racing, more as I count it as simulation.
Yeah, Forza is definitely like simulation driving.
Forza Horizon is a little.
But even then, I would still count Forza as racing. I think Gran Turismo maybe has some new tiles every now and then. Need for Speed also has new tiles, but
It's cringe sometimes.
I don't think it's cringe. I liked what's the new one? It's the comic book looking one that reminds me of Spider-Man.
Oh, the
Into
one that our
Spider-Verse.
dad tried and
It's
immediately
still
dropped. He was like,
incomplete.
not that great.
Yeah, I like it. It's just that I
find
think
the
there are
remaining
certain
pieces
controls that are
wherever
jank
they are.
feeling in it. It doesn't feel like I have full control of the car. It feels a little jank to me. But
Look,
I wish racing games would come back because racing games weren't just limited to those.
Yeah.
The car games, kind of as a whole. Like, where's the Twisted Metal? We haven't had one of those in a while. We got the TV show.
The TV show, which is like supposed to be a comedy or something.
Honestly, I think it kind of fits. Could
Hey,
you take Twisted
isn't that one of
Metal
Big Man's
seriously?
robots?
You really can't, but
There's a demonic
know.
clown that drives an
I'll
ice
follow
cream
it
truck.
back to Big Man's
Come on now.
base.
Well, he's not really a demonic clown. He's just a man, and that's his dark alter ego.
His head is on fire. He has to be some sorts demonic.
It's just his alter ego. I mean, there is supernatural powers, namely with Calypso granting wishes and all that, to the winners of this year's Twisted Metal. But
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's
it especially sucks because there's like some games that you'd think of like, oh man, I would love to see this type of game, but with today's consoles, what can we make with the power of today's consoles and programming? But then it doesn't happen.
He was shocked that weird robot came out of nowhere.
A huge building has appeared deep in the
Ah,
city.
my god, I
Oh,
just
man.
ran away from there to call I hate you. I think I remember doing that on stream as well. Oh wait, no. Actually, I didn't run away from the jungle. Jungle is here. Which we will be exploring next time on Sonic Adventure. Hop in this cart, let's go. We will be seeing you guys in the next one with that giant building over there that suddenly appeared.
Yeah, cloaking technology.
Yeah, cloaking technology. See you all later.